Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Give it just a minute. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
Good. Next like 20 minutes
You're breaking up, but you're
listening.
driving?
Just for a little bit.
Okay. Be so careful. I don't want to be the
Yeah.
witness of
Ear
any.
earbuds in and I'm getting ready to turn my camera off right now.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. I think that is everybody who RSVP'd. Keon was going to be with us and something came up and he couldn't join us. So I want to try to keep this under an hour, and it's going to be, there may be some things that are you've heard me talk about before, but it's really important for me and for the coaches that you understand this program and you understand everything it's about, the expectations, the resources, the support, the training, everything. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. And I'm always want to be blunt about this is because you're part of this program, you're going to pay for it whether you participate and use it or not. Meaning, when you have a closing, remember, you're not going to pay for anything until you actually have a closing. But you're going to pay for it. So it is up to you to take advantage of everything that we have. And I think most of you have joined our office because of everything that we have. So because there's so much, that's why I like to do this orientation and share with you all about in depth about the program. So I'm going to get my PowerPoint up, my slides, and we're just going to jump in and let me, there we go. Go into the slides. Okay. All right. Okay. Can everybody hear me all right? Yes. When I have the PowerPoint up, okay. And nobody can be on camera right now? Okay.
I can.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to leave from my phone and join on my computer, but I can be on camera.
Yeah, I
No
could
worries.
get on camera. I just have to leave my computer and get to my iPad.
It's okay.
I'll be on camera in just a few.
Okay.
We're on our way to volleyball and it's like a 3 hour long practice. So
Oh my
right when I
God.
get there. Oh yeah.
No worries, no worries. It's just a little bit more fun if I have people to talk to instead of little black boxes. So, okay, launch program. Let's, one of the things I like to do first is I really like to share with you a little bit about the company that you've joined because I think it's really important that you understand a little bit about Keller Williams. You're learning a lot about our office, but there's more to it, and I think it helps you understand what we're all about if you get to hear a little bit more about the company itself. So I've got two videos, one here at the beginning and one at the end. This is John Keller. He is the son of Gary Keller, and Gary Keller is our co-founder. And so let's see if I can get this video to work and that you can hear it. So let's give it a whirl. It's loading. It's loading. Here we go. Let's hope that the volume works. Here we go.
In 2023, Keller Williams turns 40. And sometimes midlife crisis is a good thing. Now, we aren't going to run out and buy a flashy sports car or a boat or some other toy. And we aren't suddenly going to grow a mustache because we've already got one. But it is time for something big. because that's what we do. It's time to tell the world who we really are and why we were called to this. T.S. Eliot said, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." We started as a small real estate company with a mission to become so trusted by our clients that we could become their realtor for life. But of course, Gary Keller taught us that to be realtors for life, we had to be more than realtors. We're coaches, therapists, mentors, mind readers, and magicians. We're digital hunters with human touch. Wheelers and dealers who only use our powers for good. We are advocates and shoulders to cry on, friends to lean on, and confidants to trust. Together, we are the keys and the doors to new futures. This is the most important time in our lives, as a company, and simply as people. Your clients are feeling that same thing when they come to you. Their first homes, their final homes, newly married, newly divorced, empty nesters or more on the way. These are the most joyous, terrifying, and hopeful times of all our lives, because your clients are jumping off cliffs and trusting you to build wings on the way down. We get to feel the thrill of that connection every day, if we do our jobs right. And if we do our jobs right, they aren't jobs at all. It is indeed a calling to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living. To be entrepreneurs. For 40 years, we at Keller Williams have deeply believed that entrepreneurship is the miracle of America. That in America, if you can dream it, you can build it. We're privileged to be in the business of buying and selling the most important and life-changing dream. The dream of owning a home of your own. It's not just an American dream, it's a dream shared around the world. At Keller Williams, we want to continue to earn the right to be the home of the dreamers, the doers, the entrepreneurs, the hundreds of thousands of you who have dreamed and built your own business, and in the process, built ours. We all know everything changes, but we will always champion you, the entrepreneurs who are powered by purpose, by energy and passion, teamwork, trust, and technology, integrity and culture, and trained in the rules of how we would do it, but who also have the confidence to bend the rules in ways Gary never dreamed of, but hoped you would. You see, we aren't here to teach you our past or to try and predict your future. We're here to help you create the future. We are reigniting a culture of celebrating entrepreneurial visionaries, because real leaders don't create followers. We create more leaders. We are teaching rebellion and inspiring invention. Your mavericks and world changers, and your relentless creativity, fueled by the competitive drive inside every one of you, will make the real estate models of today look quaint by the time you're finished. Everything we ever did was a risk. We started as a little underdog company and grew to be the largest real estate company in the world. You know what underdogs do when they get big? They look for bigger fights. Look for those fights. We want you to out-Gary Gary. Take risks, take heart, take action. All these things that you are for your clients, the coach, the therapist, and the key to a new future, we will redevote ourselves to being for you. There's a reason we want your name larger than ours on signs. When you look at your clients and think to yourself, it's not about me, it's about them. Well, it's not about us. It's about you. This is the most important time in our lives. You're living in a home built for entrepreneurs to thrive. And true entrepreneurs don't have to wait for doors to open for them. After all, we have our own lockboxes. Welcome home.
Okay. I like to play that because I think it really shows you. Let me get out of this before it starts. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me get back to the PowerPoint. And let's see if it goes with me. So hang on a second. And let me stop the share and then I'll have to reshare because it gets a little testy with me when I go back and forth. The reason I like to share that is because I think I can't stress enough for you all. Oops. Here we go. That you are business owners. And although you probably don't feel like one right now, do you? Do you feel like a business owner? No, you just feel like a new agent. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing yet. But I want you to remember, because it'll start to feel more real and more real as you start getting more involved in working and learning this business, that you truly are an entrepreneur, you're in business, you are a business owner, and that's what makes us so different as a company. Other companies may teach you how to be an agent, meaning they'll have somebody to help you maybe with a couple of transactions and give you a little training here, a little training there, but that's it. They're not going to teach you how to actually build and run a business. And that is one of the reasons there's such a high dropout rate in real estate and in small businesses. Did you know that 80% of all small businesses go out of business in their first 24 months? The same statistics as ours. And the reason that is because it's not easy. And most people get in and start a business because they have a talent or they're good at making something or they have a service they want to offer, but they never learn how to run it like a business. And so that's what happens. And that's why we teach you how to run a business. So that's the reason I like to share that. No, go down. Okay, so as you all know, we've got coaches, right? There we go. We have coaches. This is our coaching team. And if you haven't been partnered with a coach yet, you will soon be partnered with a coach. However, that doesn't preclude you from jumping into everything, meaning the training, the online learning, all of that. And that's what I have an expectation is that you don't wait to get a coach and you guys have been jumping in and I love it. I have my two launch coaches, Angel and Megan. We have Linda, the contracts coach. Then our specialty coaches are Serena for investing and Jill for commercial. That is, and then myself. So the beauty of this is you get a team to help you. So when I partner you with a coach, and all of my coaches are active agents except myself and Linda, and we're there to help you in case your coach is busy. So if something is urgent and not just like you just have a general question and it can probably wait until tomorrow, but you have an urgent need, then I want you reaching out to any of us. And that's important. It's important that you know that. And I do want you making certain that you get all of our contact information in your phone. So to get everybody, all the coaches' phone numbers, if you've been on our Facebook page, the Launch Facebook page, you will see on the cover photo, it's got all of our contact information. Please, please, please put us in your phone. Because when you need us, I don't want you to be in a panic and just like, I don't know how to get a hold of them. I want to make certain that you have us in your phone. And then I would recommend sending your contact information to each of us and just saying, hey, I'm a new agent that just joined. I'm just sharing my contact information with you. Then that way we can have you in our phones and we'll know it's you reaching out to us when you have those times of need. So that's really important that you guys do that. and get us in your phone. The sooner, the better. Oh, hold on. So when you put us in your cell phone, here's some things I want you to know about communicating and communication in the program as a whole. Availability. You have the permission to bug us. That means you have an urgent issue, question, that type of thing. Please, please, please do not just send a text message and wait for hours. If we're not getting back to you because you sent one text message, that means we probably just, I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but if I can't address a text message right away and it drops down and I get 10 texts on top of that, I don't always remember. And then I've got to scroll down and it'll go, oh, I forgot to get back to so and so. So that means also you can call us. That means you can also email us. But do not just wait for us to get back with you when you only reach out to us once. Emails, since you all are newer, your email might go to our spam right off the bat. So again, I'd love to tell you I look at my spam folder every day, but I probably don't. I do when I start seeing it build. So just remember, don't just do one reach out and then wait, because if it's urgent and important, we want to get back to you. And even if it's not an urgent matter and you're not hearing back from us in, say, over 24 hours, then reach out again. It's okay. You're going to find out as an agent, you're going to find out that sometimes you're crazy busy and all of this communication is coming in towards you, and sometimes it's hard to get back to everybody. During daytime hours, if it is an emergency and you've reached out and you're still not hearing from any of us, reach out to the front desk. One of us is always there. I'm almost always at the office. Haven't been because I was sick and then this weather, but usually I'm there. Availability of your coaches. I want you to honor these time frames. It's 8 to 8. And so that you're not texting a coach at 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night and expecting them to answer. It's just not going to happen. That's not fair. We all need some rest. And know that, like, if Linda is working with you on contracts and helping you with an offer, she's not, and she's been working with you since maybe 6 p.m. She's not going to tell you at 8 o'clock, oh, I'm done. I can't help you anymore. No, it just means don't make any initial reaches out to us after 8. Is that fair? Is everybody okay with that?
Yep, that seems more than fair.
Okay, good. Um, And again, if your coach is not available, I want you to reach out to another coach. However, I'm gonna ask that unless it's like an emergency and something's on fire, I'm gonna ask for a 30-minute rule. And that means give your coach 30 minutes to get back to you before you start contacting another coach. So just be respectful of that. Again, once you become an active agent, you're going to see how challenging it can be to manage all those communications and to get back to people right away. I mean, that's always our goal, and we try to do that. Weekend duty. So that's Linda. Linda is available for on weekends and evenings to help you with contracts. On weekend duty, that's not asking her, oh, how do I design a flyer in Command? No, it's just about transactions and writing contracts or contract documents. Maybe you have to write up an amendment and you need some help with that. That's what evening and weekend duty is for, and that's why Linda is available. Give us as much notice as possible. Here's what I'm going to tell you, and I recommend let your coach and Linda know if you're going to be out showing houses to buyers. Even if it's the first time you take them out showing, you just don't know. You're going to think, oh, this is our first time going out. We're not going to find anything. I don't need to let anybody know. That's going to be the time that you're going to take them to the second house and they're going to say, this is the house. And then you're going to go, and then, because if you can let us know in advance, there are things that we can coach you on to get you prepped to be ready to write an offer. So anytime you're showing buyers, I want you thinking, do I know enough to be ready to write an offer? And if not, then you need to be plugging into that training and on the digital platform. I'm going to take you through the digital platform just a little bit here in a little bit. So giving as much notice as possible. Same with listings. Those usually in advance you're going to be meeting with somebody, and it doesn't seem to happen as quickly. It can on occasion. Somebody may call you and say, hey, Ashley, I want to sell my house. You're going to go, great. What in your thinking? They go, I want it on the market tomorrow. And you're going to go, what? Please don't let them do that to you. Say, I need at least 10 days to do the marketing, to get the pictures. Yeah, all of that. And then other forms of communication that's really important that you pay attention to is joining our Launch New Agent Facebook page. I think you guys are all members of that. That's where you're going to see postings. That's where my assistant is posting the schedule and other things. And that's also where you guys can post things. And then GroupMe. If you want the most, like, the reason you guys know that we're on Zoom tonight and not in person is because of GroupMe. So keep on top of those. And check them, especially if there's bad weather or that type of thing. That's where you're going to get your updates are through both of those, but mostly through GroupMe. Any questions about communications? You guys are so quiet. Okay. Here are the things we want you to knock it out. Has everybody met with a vet and done their orientation? Yep. Danielle, I see a thumbs up.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Ashley? Okay. Skylar? Okay. Good deal. All right. So has everybody joined KCRER, MLS, and you have your Super E key?
Yes.
If you don't yet, please know that you can't do an open house because you're not going to be able to get on MLS and look at all the details and get the seller's disclosure. You're not going to be able to open the door. The reason I say this is because, it's been a while. It was way before COVID, but I had a new agent. He was dual career. And he calls me on a Sunday and he says, Kristen, I'm doing an open house. And I say, oh, that's great. He goes, how do I get in? And I'm like, what? I said, you don't have your Super E key? No, what's that? And I'm like, oh, I had to send my husband over to let him in the house. So it's like, are you kidding me? So I just want to make sure everybody knows. Because I think sometimes you get so eager and say, yeah, I'll do an open house, and you forget you can't get in the door. I think most of you have completed your agent questionnaire, the disc, and then my assistant Billy will send you with a separate email another personality assessment called the KPA. So sometimes you're going to say, well, I've already done that. It's probably, the disc is the really easy one. It doesn't take much time. The KPA takes much longer, and I want you sitting down afterwards. Usually we're doing that at about 90 days with you. Sometimes Billy sends them out a little bit sooner just to check them off his list. But that one takes like 40 to 50 minutes. And it's a really valuable tool for us as coaches. Both of those are, but they're both personality assessments. Then you're doing the launch program orientation, and then you need to do the tech orientation with Brett. And he does that once a month, and it is the first Wednesday of the month that he does the tech orientation. Trying to get him to record it so I can he is going to record it so I can have it on the digital chalk, because not everybody can do his daytime And then he does come to Wednesday Night Warriors once a month on the first Wednesday of the month. So he can do a tech orientation, but he won't do it every single month for the evening because he touches on different tech topics like dot loop and some other things that are important too. Any questions about those orientations and all that other stuff to knock out? Okay. All right, let's talk about roadmap to achieving your success and your goals, and that is lead gen activities, and that's hopefully what we're going to expose you to at a very high level. All the training that we have. I'm going to tell you this. The training is on you. It is your responsibility to knock out the training and accomplish as much as you can. It is not your coach's responsibility to train you from 0 to 100. That's why we have all the classes that we have, all the learning online that we have, is that is for you to do. And we have an expectation, especially on the digital chalk. It's really easy to knock that out and show that you've done that. So that's really important. Making certain that you are keeping your coach in the loop and you're meeting with your coach. Really, until you start getting into production, our expectation as coaches is that you're really plugged into the training and doing the activities. The one-on-one coaching really comes into play when you start getting into transactions, but you'll do some one-on-ones here in the beginning with your coach. And then learning the systems and models. I don't know, I don't remember if I've given all of you the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. If I have not, please come by my office and I will give you a copy of that because that is really important. If you want to understand the concept of building a real estate business and kind of get clued in to more about what our training is all about, the big picture of it, all of our training comes from that book. You'll hear us talk about the Red Book, the MREA, and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. And that's what that is. Amy's coming on board. I think she's on the wrong Zoom, but we'll check it out here in a second. It's a little confusing that we had 2 Zooms, but I do this evening orientation once a month. So commitment, here's what we ask as coaches. We are very committed to your success. I want you to keep in mind, our coaches and the program doesn't make any money until you get into production. So all that time that the coaches are going to be spending with you up front, they're not being compensated. And my coaches don't make a lot of money. I'm going to be honest. They do this because they have a passion for helping people. I think you've probably already witnessed their passion and their commitment and how much they care. This is something they do because they want to help new agents. They remember what it was like for them. They want to be able to help others. So we ask that you be as committed. And what I mean by that is, please don't ghost us. If for any reason life gets in the way, or you get sick, or a family member gets sick, or just anything happens that takes you away from real estate, will you just give us a heads up? Because we're not here to, I mean, we're not going to be like mad at you if you can't focus on real estate because something else has come up, some other life thing has come up. It's okay. What's hard for us as coaches is we're like trying to reach out and say, how are you? What do you need? And we hear crickets. So please, will you promise me that you won't ghost us? Because here's the thing I want you to know, just because it can happen. If for any reason you can't do real estate right now, for whatever reason, we can tell you where you might want to put your license. Like you might want to go into referral if it's something that's not just going to be a week or 2 weeks or a month or what have you. I mean, there's things that we can help you save money on if that should have happened. So please let us know. We want to help. Alrighty. Your commitment, we talked about attending all the trainings, attending the contracts classes, get into real estate activities, keep your launch coach and contracts coach in the loop. On your first 4 transactions, it is mandatory that all of your contract documents, not just the sale contract, but any amendments, any addendums, anything that you're sending out for signatures to your clients, that Linda has to review them first. And if she's not available, then a coach has to review them. And the reason is this: we love you guys, but you're a legal liability. And if for any reason you fill out something incorrectly because you didn't know what you didn't know, well, I'll tell you, most things are fixable, some things aren't. Amy, are you wanting to be in the orientation, or are you wanting to be in Wednesday Night Warriors? Oh, you're muted.
Wednesday Night Warriors. So I'm realizing I'm in the wrong spot.
It's okay. No worries. I know it's a little confusing that we had 2 links.
Zooms.
The other
That's
link
I'll
is
find
in
it.
GroupMe.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Nice to see you though.
Good to see you too. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so that is mandatory. If I find that you are sending out documents without review, you will hear from me, because it's just too much of a risk, and we can't protect you. I can't protect you if we don't see the documents. And I guess because I've been a former broker and I've seen ugly things happen, and I've seen agents get in legal hot water, I just don't want it happening to you, and we can avoid it if we get to see everything. Is that fair? Also, Linda has the right to tell you, you know what? You need to take those contract classes again. If she's, and we get it. In the beginning, you're not going to know how to do these contracts very well. There's a lot. And so that's why I say take the contracts classes at least twice. But if she says, you know what, you might want to go watch those contracts classes again, please be open to that, because we're just trying to protect you. So I just had that happen this week, that somebody sent something off without review and they need to go back and watch the contracts classes. So it's okay. We're just trying to help. Make sure on your new agent startup package, have, since all of you have joined MLS and KCRER, make certain you're getting a link from a vet to order your business cards, because that link will have a discount credit to it, so that we pay for your first set of business cards. But that comes from a vet. So if she hasn't sent it to you yet, don't hesitate and reach out to her. Did everybody get a security card from her to get in the building?
Yes.
Everybody get one?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have one.
And have you tried it out?
It didn't work the first time, but then she
Okay.
redid it. Worked the
Yes.
next time.
That's the reason I want you checking it. I don't want that panic call when you're having to go to the office on a Sunday to go print open house flyers and you can't get in. I don't want that to happen. You all are learning about the technology that we have. The personalized domain name, that is not a thing anymore. So I'm sorry that that's still, I didn't catch that. You get your 2 apps, the consumer app and your work app. Make sure, learn about these apps, learn how to use them, learn the functionality of them. If you're going to be sharing the consumer app with people, you really need to know how it works. And there are some great learning tools, videos, and and handwritten or printed instructions on the consumer app, because there are things like if you wanted to, you could set how many times someone can go onto your app before they have to register. Because you want them to register. If they register on your consumer app, that means that all their information's going into your command contacts. It also means if they like or save anything, you'll be able to see that in command on their timeline. So that can be very valuable, because here's one thing that we notice is if somebody's on a search, and really they'll use that app until you put them on an MLS search. And then they may use it just as they're driving around your mobile app, because they can pull it up. They drive by a house that has a for sale sign, they can pull it up. But things you need to know, like it's not going to show listings that are under contract because they're not available for anybody, right? So there's some things they might drive by a house and say to you, oh my gosh, why is this house not coming up on the app? Well, because it's not available. And so you need to understand how that app works. Like I said, make sure you get the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book from me. And I know you're probably thinking, what am I supposed to focus on here in the beginning? What am I supposed to focus on? Well, here are the true priorities. And that is the 30, 60, 90-day checklist. I need to see, and the coaches need to see, that you're knocking things out. And what's great about the digital platform is you can check things off in there and we can see that you're getting that done. Because that's getting a foundation underneath you. So if we find that you're doing nothing on the 30, 60, 90, at 90 days, either myself or your coach is going to talk to you about your commitment, because this is a high participation program. And if you're not doing that, any of that, I can't recommend you to a team. And some of you, in your first year, you might come to us and say, hey, I think I might want to join a team. Matter of fact, I just had that 2 weeks ago with one of our new agents. She was talking to a team and she said, I don't know if I want to go on a team, but I'm going to have conversations with this agent, somebody in our office. Oh, my cat is going crazy, so you may see her tail, like right there. How is it? Like children and pets, they always want your attention when you don't want to give it to them. You're a pill. And so I sat down with her because we as coaches can help you with the due diligence and what kind of questions you should ask and what you should think about if you're thinking about a team. So we want to help you, because teams, they're not all run the same, and there's some amazing teams that may be a perfect fit for you, or there may be some teams that maybe they're too young, meaning they don't really have their act together yet. You need to know how to figure that out and the questions to ask. So I sat down with her, we went over all of this, and then I talked to her last week and I said, hey, what did you decide? She goes, I decided it's not a fit for me right now. I was like, okay. So we'll help you, and we talk to the teams, and we a lot of times know in advance if they're looking for someone. So please make sure you're letting us know if you're thinking that, because we'll help you. And then you might not ever want to be on a team. I didn't, it wasn't my thing, but for some of you, that might be something that you want to think about. Remember, as a new agent, a lot of teams won't take you. It's kind of that catch-22. They want you to have some experience before they take you. That's why our biggest team, Thrive in the office, they require, and they really don't take new people anymore. But if they do, they require that they join the launch program. So we've got a couple of agents in launch that are actually on teams, because that's what they require, because they they don't have a full-time trainers and they don't have, the structure and the curriculum that we have. So they plug into us. And if otherwise Thrive says to a new person, why don't you close 4 deals and launch first and then we'll talk. So attend the train, and then the 5 weeks to success, that's how you're going to get into production. We'll go into that in just a minute. Matter of fact, here's the 5 weeks to success plan. It is always attached to my weekly email. And so it is the fastest way we know for you to get into production. And it's based on several things: building your database, getting into lead gen activities, and we recommend start out with open houses along with building your database, and marketing your new business through our announcement strategy. So this is to help you start building good habits. And there's one thing you will hear us talk about, and that's the daily 10-5. And the daily 10-5 comes from a course called Ignite. And Ignite is one of the foundation pieces or courses that we have. And Ignite has the daily 10-4, and that is to build your database. It's contact 10 people a day. And I say, don't start with strangers, start here, unless you don't know anybody here. Start with the people in your phone. Put those 10 people in your database. And even if you've been putting people in your database, I bet you don't have everybody's information. The key information you always want for every person is you want their name, you want their phone number, cell phone number, because most people don't have landlines. I was thinking the other day, does anybody have landlines anymore? Right? I did when my parents were alive because they used but I
I
don't.
was gonna say my parents still have one. Apparently, it still comes with their phone bill for free. So they have the
Okay.
landline, and I'm pretty sure they do only talk to my grandparents on it because they also still have a landline. So if it wasn't free, I don't think they would still have it, but
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I love a
Yeah.
landline. I would have one if it was free, for sure.
I was cleaning my bedroom last week, and I was doing a deep cleaning, and I was cleaning the baseboards, and I came across the plug for a landline phone. I'm like, why do I still have this on my wall? But if I take it down and I sell my house, would somebody even want this? I don't know. It got me thinking about the whole landline thing. Um, so it's contacting 10 people and then putting their contact information, which is their cell phone number or main number, their address, mailing address, and also their email. That's what you want to collect on everybody that you put into your database. And most likely you don't have all those pieces. And as you're announcing your new business, it's a great reason to reach out to people. Say, hey, I wanted to send you an announcement, and I realized I don't have your email address, or I don't have your mailing address, whatever it is. Then you should be writing notes or text message to those 10 people that you contacted, to just say, hey, it was great to talk. I loved catching up. Whatever it is you talked about, just showing that you really enjoyed connecting with them. I will tell you that if you really want to stand out, handwrite instead of text. Because text messages is a pretty crowded space. Emails are a pretty crowded space as far as communication, but snail mail is not. So I find that people really pay attention to when they get a card in the mail. I know I do. It's like, who's this from? Nobody sends me cards, right? So I'm like opening it up to see who it is. I'm like, oh, that's so nice. So, and then it is about previewing 10 properties a week. You can knock out about half of that on Tuesdays with Agent Tour when we have them. Didn't have one this week. I think that cold weather or the bad weather knocked everybody out. And then the fifth thing is 5 social media interactions, be that a post, a like, a comment, a DM. So 10 contacts, or I'm sorry, 10 social media contacts in some way. So it's 10 contacts, 10 in the database, 10 text message or written notes, 10 social media interactions, and then preview 10 houses a week. That's what this 5 weeks to success is. It's about getting you doing the things that get you in front of people. And getting in front of people is how you get business. That's the magic. Let's talk about the training. I think you guys know our training schedule. This is our training schedule. The red classes will be once or twice a month. We'll be getting those scheduled. Those are on any topics. Those are on Thursdays. And then Linda, she teaches 6 contracts classes, but she rotates every other month, meaning this month she did just her 2 classes, the inspections and the buyer and seller estimated. Next month, she'll do 4 classes, one on miscellaneous contract documents, buyer seller agreements, the sale contract, and then writing an offer, the basics of writing the offer, the information you need. So that's what she does. And then yes, what?
Are hers typically in person? I know this week is a weird week, but does she typically do hers in person?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
everything else. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, Linda, usually all of our things are in person unless the weather's wacky and weird like it is now. But that's what's cool about it'll be going one way or another. There's very few times, Ashley, that it's totally canceled. That would be rare in our world. The learning platform. Has everybody gotten their sign up in information from Billy on getting into Digital Chalk?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And have you gone in there? Okay. I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to go into Digital Chalk and just kind of drive around for you to give you, let me, hold on a second, so that we can go into Digital Chalk. Oh, gotta hurry. Okay, so sit tight. Share. There we go. It always takes a minute. Here we go. Okay, when you go into Digital Chalk, of course, you'll go into the Launch Learning Curriculum. It will show your progress on what you've completed. And so when you go in here, we have headings, and I've already given Billy a couple more to add in here. But this is, if you haven't, I think most of you have done at least most of this, if not all of it. But the first 2 weeks, this is what I've got to see you do before you're going to get a coach. That's really important. That all has to be done. And the reason I do that, so that you all know, I'm not trying to keep you from a coach. I just need to know that you're going to participate, because in the past, not that I think you all would do any of this, but what has happened in the past, unfortunately, is I give somebody a coach right off the bat, and then they lean on the coach for everything, meaning they don't do their training, they don't do what they need to do, and then it comes time to write an offer and they don't know anything. Now, we don't expect you to be proficient when you go to write your first offer, but we do have the expectation you know a little bit, that some things look familiar, that they sound familiar. So, because that makes it much easier for us in a very stressful time for you, to get you through that. So that's the reason I ask that you knock out some homework. I do this also with my clients, meaning buyers and sellers. I always gave them homework early on in the relationship because I wanted to see that they were going to be a good partner with me. Like a seller, I wanted them to do the seller's disclosure. I gave them a whole list of homework because I wanted to see how compliant they were going to be and what kind of partner they're going to be with me. You never want, as an agent, you never want your client, buyer or seller, to put the weight of the world on you because a lot of it's on them. We're there to guide and counsel. But yeah, so I do the same here with this. So the learning platform, couple of things. As you can see, we've got it mapped out for the 30, 60, 90. And then also the contracts class. All of the contracts classes are recorded here. And then also I do have a requirement. You gotta take the contracts exam. You have to. It's open book. You can have the contract right next to you. I'm not trying to make it hard. I really want you. Here's why. When Linda teaches contracts class, she's not going to go over every single paragraph in detail. When you fill them out on .loop, if you haven't used .loop yet, you're going to find that it comes up with boxes to fill out. You're not seeing the whole contract right there. It's going to have pop-up boxes that come up. So you're really not learning the contract when you're doing it through .loop. Does that make sense? So I want you knee deep in the contract, and that's why I require the contracts exam. Because a lot of scenarios that are going to happen during a transaction, like, hey, what happens when the house doesn't appraise? It's in the contract. Oh, what happens if the house catches on fire and there needs to be an insurance claim? It's in the contract. What happens during the renegotiation period? It's in the contract. So a lot of times, being a broker, even my experienced agents would ask me questions. I'd just shake my head and I'm like, how long have you been doing this? And you don't know that's in the contract? I'm worried. I'd usually make them go read the paragraph and then come back to me with the questions that you have. So, all right. And then the Lead Gen 3612.3 is all about different types of lead generation. If you, and we'll teach this in person, but later in the year. And this is one of my most favorite courses, KW courses, because of the in-depth of the material and how much it gets into each of these topics. So if you're thinking about, like I teach a class on open houses, but it doesn't go to the level this does. So when we're teaching you the basics here, we're gonna like not go in depth. Like when I get to the portion about lead generation, it's going to touch on some of these topics, but this is where you can get the real meat and really in depth. So, you get those for sale by owner emails from Billy. Do you all get those daily or during the week? Okay. Then go in here if you are thinking about, yeah, I want to first watch the videos that I have, the links there, and then go into this class and learn more in depth about how to really lead generate with for sale by owners and expired listings. That's where you're going to learn it at such a high in-depth level. So great things. And I've designed it in such a way that you can move around in these topics. Normally this platform, you can make it so you would have had to go right in order and you couldn't go to the next class until you finish that. In real estate, we don't have that luxury. I want you to be able to move around from topic to topic and because I want you moving faster and not waiting for all of the learning. Just jump to the learning you need. Again, that's where if you really haven't jumped into the contracts and any of you get a client in the next week or two, that's the first thing myself or a coach is going to say, go watch those videos immediately. Please do that now. Because the other stuff is not as relevant and as urgent as that. So just get in there and get nosy. And I have some other things I'm going to be adding really soon. I just gave some more topics to my assistant. So hang tight. This is going to get even richer and richer. Okay. Any questions on digital chalk? Here's what I would ask of you. We've only been using this platform since December. If you get into something and it's not working, meaning there's a video that's not working or you can't upload something, if one of the features isn't working, would you please send me an email and let me know? And maybe even a screenshot if you can, because if there's some glitches, I need to know so we can make it better. I think we've worked through many of them, but there may be something we haven't caught yet. So if you do, let me know. Okay, let's go back to our PowerPoint real quick. Oh, here, the cat's back. She's such a pistol. Okay. Here we go. Let me share screen. Oh no, why does it do that? Oh boy, the sharing screen part, it's clunky at best. I wish I could just go back and forth easily. I feel like I do a two-step every time. Okay. All right. So let's keep going because I want to, power tools. Hold on a sec. Let me get the slide up. Come on. You can do it. You're going to hear me talk about my power tools. And that is one of the things we're going to be adding to Digital Chalk soon, very soon. I've already given some to Billy to put in the system. Power tools are things that I've created over the years. Many of these are what I used in my own business because I don't know about you, but I love a good checklist. I love organization. And when I got into real estate, I thought it was a hot mess. It just seemed like it's just like, oh. And so I love putting these things together that you can use because, like I said, many of them I use and used in my business because I wanted to know how to keep everything in order. And that's where I'm going to tell you, you're going to be a project manager. And if you haven't had that role before, get ready. Or an event planner. You're going to have to make certain when you're working with a buyer or seller and you go under contract, you've got to make sure everything is in order and going along the way it's supposed to go. And I found that the checklist really helped me know, okay, I'm not going to miss anything because I want you to imagine this. Imagine you have 5 deals under contract at the same time. That'd be pretty cool, right? And it's kind of crazy. So how are you going to keep track of where every client is in that process of being under contract? So that's a lot of I have power tools for working with buyers, with sellers, the transaction, just a whole bunch of, matter of fact, I think, sorry, cat hair in my mouth while I'm talking flew in because she's on my lap. I think I have over like 55 power tools. Okay. So, like I said, Billy's going to be loading those up. They are on the office portal. Some of them might be a little dated and might have the latest logo on them, what have you. That's why I'm trying to get them all into Digital Chalk and the latest versions. So, and feel free to take them and make them your own if you want to do that. Because a lot in real estate, there's not that much that's original in real estate. We heavily borrow. So, like marketing and all of that, a lot of these are, I saw someone else have an idea and I took it and made it my own. So, you can do the same. If you're a dual career agent and you want to transition into this full time, once you have a coach, I want you to sit down and do the transition plan. Because I find that if you want to do this full time, you have to have a plan. This isn't something that you step into and say, well, I'll try it and see how it's going to work, and then I'll decide if I want to go full time. You really need to decide in what time frame would you ideally like to be full time? How much money would you need to have set aside? How much, how much in your database or in your pipeline of leads would you need? And you need to commit to that. You need to do a minimum of 20 hours a week on real estate to make that transition. Anything less than that, I haven't seen, I rarely see it turn into full-time work, if that makes sense. So we as coaches want to help you with that because we know it works if you have a plan. Okay, last but not least, before we watch our video and I release you, is I want to go over commission splits one more time. I know we've gone over this, but I don't ever want there to be questions and misunderstandings. So let's go over this and make certain we're all on the same page. On your first 4 transactions, let's say you're going to make 3% of the sales price. Of that 3% of the sales price, you're going to take home 51.2% goes home in your pocket. Okay? The remaining amount is divided 3 ways. 20% goes to the coaching and training program. The rest goes to 24% goes to the office and everything. You know, we've got a really nice office. It goes to the office and all the bells and whistles you get there. And then a small amount goes to Keller Williams International in Austin, Texas for that franchise royalty fee. After your first 4, then on your next transaction, 60.8% goes home in your pocket. It drops down to a mere 5% to the program. And here's why that happens is on your first 4 transactions, that's when we spend a lot of time with you. I'll give you an example. I was talking to Megan today. I do a once a month one-on-one with each of my coaches. And we were talking about a new agent she's working with. And she said, last night I spent 3 hours with him working on an offer. So we know we spent, and that's just part of the time she spent with him, helping him with a new construction offer. So we know we spend a ton. I just have to say, Skylar, your baby's so cute. Oh my gosh, that's a cutie, patootie.
I had to stop her from pulling on my headphone cord, so I just switched to the iPad.
She wants to grab on everything.
Oh, yeah.
So cute. So that's the reason on the first 4. We know Linda, your coaches, sometimes me, we're spending a lot of time with you. So that's the reason. And then when it drops down to the 5%, that doesn't mean you get any less of us or the program. We just know that we did a lot of heavy lifting on those first 4. After you have paid off that franchise royalty fee of $3,000 to Keller Williams International, then on your next transaction, 66.5% will go home in your pocket. And then once you pay off the $18,000 towards the office, then you have the opportunity to get 100% commission. So our rookie of the year last year was Matt Wildy. And Matt sold 11 houses in his first year. And he got to 100%, I think, at about 6 months. So for his remaining 6 months of his first 12 months, he got 100% commission went home with him, which is pretty darn cool, right? Couple of other things. One, the office charges every buyer seller on each transactions $4.95. That's a transaction fee. And that doesn't go to you. It goes to the office and the consumer pays for it. Also, after your first 4, then you get free transaction coordination service, meaning someone to do all of your paperwork. We don't let that happen until you've done 4 because you got to learn it before you hand it off to someone. It is not so that you don't have to learn contracts. It is so that you have the leverage that you're not spending hours on paperwork that somebody could have done faster. But it never alleviates you from having to understand and know the contracts. It's just amazing help. So I think Matt, well, since he did 11 transactions, we paid, and it's normally an agent is paying $3.95 per transaction. So that means we paid $3.95 on 7 of his transactions, so he could have that transaction coordination services. Now, here's the catch. You'll love it so much that once you graduate from launch, you're going to hire Rosa or her team to do your paperwork. That's the catch, because it's so lovely. When I was an agent, this wasn't a thing. It wasn't. Very, very few agents. And it was really only big teams that had someone to help them write contracts and do the paperwork. And so my daughter was 4 years old when I started as a real estate agent. So here's how my day went. I'd do real estate all day. I'd come home, we'd do dinner, bath time, bedtime, and then I'd get back on the computer and do my paperwork until like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And that's what I would do. Oh my gosh, how I wish I'd had transaction coordinator to help me with all that paperwork. Remember, you have no office bill. Normally, you would be paying $125 a month. The program will pay that for 12 months. What you need to know is at 12 months, you don't automatically graduate from launch. You have to close 4 transactions before you can graduate from launch within that year, okay? So you're in for a year. But if we get to 12 months and you still haven't closed 4 transactions, then you're going to stay in launch until you do, because our office policy is you have to be supervised for your first 4. Again, we love you, but you're a legal liability. You are dangerous. You don't mean to be, but you can be very dangerous. So just know that that's how that works. And most people are finishing 4 transaction dual career. That's where it's the hardest, to be real honest, to finish those 4 transactions. So, and then the other thing about the office bill is that if you are not participating in this program, meaning you're not tapping into the coaching, the training, the resources, and all of that, I will stop paying your office bill after 90 days. Again, I can't, my program's just coming out money if you're not participating. And it's not fair to my coaches, because remember, they don't make any money if we don't get you into production. So, and that's the same for you. You're going to work with buyers and sellers, and you don't have a guarantee if they're going to close on a house. So we're more than willing to take that risk on you, because we know you can do this. Any questions about all of that? So when you do your first transaction and you fill out what we call a commission letter, or a DA, and it gets to the coaching amount, I don't want you going, what am I paying for? Is that fair? And like I said at the very beginning, please take advantage of everything we have, because you're going to pay for it whether you participate or not. Those are the rules, and I hope that's fair. We think it's fair, I hope that's fair. And if you ever have questions about this, please ask me. If you get confused or you forget, just ask. We're here to help. Okay? Is that good? Okay, thanks. Okay. Oh, Gary says it should feel weird if you're not lead generating. Okay, we're gonna finish up. I'm sorry to keep you a little late. We're gonna finish up with a video and then I'll let you guys go. Because I don't know about you, I haven't had dinner yet and I'm hungry. So this is a history of Keller Williams. Again, I think it kind of gives you a perspective of what kind of company you've joined.
I don't know if you knew for the first video, but it didn't show us anything. We just heard it.
I am Gary.
Ah, okay, then hold on a second.
In 1983, I was actually the vice president of expansion.
Hold on a second. Then it's the share didn't follow. And so let me go and now let me reshare. You guys got to let me know these things. Here we go. Yeah, that's another thing about Zoom. It doesn't always, even though I was in the PowerPoint when it leaves for the video, then I guess it does not follow it. Dang it. Okay. Doing my little song and dance back and forth here. Here we go. All right. Thank you. Oh, come on. Whoa.
So if you think about the evolution of what we would call this Keller Williams model, it kind of evolved this way. You're sharing the income, you're opening the books, you're now sharing decisions. So you need to educate people so that they'll make good decisions when they see the open books to affect the profit or the income they're going to get. Oddly enough, we looked up and realized our one thing would be education. And that's really how Keller Williams became an education-based company. The next evolution of the firm is we have to shift from income sharing to profit sharing. And in 1 year, implementing that model, we went from 33 associates to over 120 associates and became the largest in Salesforce in Austin, Texas. What's so cool about the opportunity to work in an organization that is number one is you become a role model that people will look at because of the success you've had. You know, I get asked this question, what does the future look like for Keller Williams? I'm more excited than ever before. We have the best group of leadership in the real estate game today. And we ask one question, what do we have to do to earn the right to stay in business with the people we're in business with? And what do we have to do to earn the right for our people to be able to go out to the public and operate with pride and have as much success as they can have? Nothing else matters to us.
Hi, I'm Mary Tennant. Keller Williams is stronger today than it has ever been, and it's all because of our people. Our business, our one thing is helping you succeed, and we are committed to providing you with every resource and tool you could possibly need to build your business and become the experts in your local market. We are offering the best training and accountability in the entire industry through Keller Williams University, KW MAPS coaching, and BOLD. Through an ever-expanding toolkit of products like eEdge and the KW mobile app, we offer the most innovative technology in all of real estate. And through the systems and models that Gary Keller has developed and the top producing agents in the field continue to improve upon and refine, we offer an unrivaled platform for business success. Keller Williams is not only the largest real estate franchise in the world, we're home to the world's most talented and driven business professionals. Thank you for joining our Keller Williams family. We're honored to be in business with you. We know that our success comes from your success, and we look forward to supporting you in your business and your family as you learn, grow, and succeed. Keller Williams has become one of the largest and fastest growing businesses in the world by building a unique culture. The KW culture is built on generosity and compassion, and they're on display every day in market centers throughout the world. So what is the Keller Williams culture? It starts with our belief system, what we like to call the MVVBP. Our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living.
Stop using your own cash or borrowing from hard money lenders in order to buy houses in your real estate investing
Commercial.
business. This is a massive mistake. Check this out, guys. Tyler here,
Oh,
he was able to
stop that.
And our vision is to be the real estate company of choice. Our values are God, family, then business. Our beliefs we refer to as the Y4C 2Ts. Win-win or no deal. Integrity, do the right thing. Customers always come first. Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust starts with honesty. Success is results through people. The final piece of the Keller Williams belief system is our perspective. We are a training and consulting company that also provides the franchise systems, products, and services that lead to productivity and profitability. Thank you for living our culture and carrying the torch forward. You are ensuring that this company we love and cherish is always number one.
Hi, I'm John Davis. Keller Williams is achieving phenomenal growth because of talent and commitment of associates like you. We're performing at the highest level the real estate industry has ever seen. We are attracting record numbers of real estate professionals to our company, including many top producers in all of real estate. And we're providing associates with the best training, technology, and productivity tools in the industry. We are on our way to winning real estate's Triple Crown, being the leader in agent count, transactions, and closed volumes
We
all
actually
around the world.
do have that.
All of our growth, all of our success starts at the local level. It's what you're doing in your market. Things like lead generation, listings taken, transaction closed. Those fuel our growth. Your activities are key to increasing productivity and profitability, which means better lives for you and your family. And that's why we're in business, to help you grow personally and professionally and fulfill the promise of careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living. Thanks to high achievers like you, we're stronger than we've ever been. Thank you for being part of our family.
Hi, I'm Chris Heller. If you are half as excited as we are that you've chosen to join our family, then this is going to be a great relationship. Keller Williams has achieved extraordinary success because of the passion of associates just like you. Now, we know from past experience, the more you learn about Keller Williams, the more you experience our company, and the quicker you implement the use of our tools, the more you'll fall in love with all that there is to help you build your business. I've had the privilege of experiencing this firsthand. For 16 years, I was a top agent with another real estate franchise until I decided I was ready to take my career to a whole nother level. I wanted to compete and learn from the very best. Congratulations, whether you realize it or not, you've made the best decision of your real estate career. There are truly no limits on what you can achieve for yourself and your family. And best of all, you have the opportunity to accomplish your goals alongside the very best, most supportive colleagues in the world, your Keller Williams family. We're clear that training is the cornerstone of our value proposition, and we are committed to providing you with the resources and tools that you need to be able to shine and thrive in your business. We're thrilled that you've joined our family and brought your passion and energy to our team. We have big things to achieve together.
Let's see if I can get out of this fast enough. Okay. What'd you guys think? Oh, hold on. Here we go. Stop. Okay, let me get out of that.
Gary, I'd like to point out,
Oh,
our
stop. Okay. What'd you guys think? Kind of give you a better idea, a
Kind
little bit of the company?
Yeah.
Good deal.
I think it was great.
Yeah, you're going to learn so much. There's so much out there. I just wanted to kind of give you an experience of that. You know what's cool about those 2 videos I showed you? I can honestly tell you, I knew a lot of those people in those videos. Those aren't just like, extras or what have you, because I've met or taken classes or been in rooms with them at different Keller Williams events. So it's kind of cool to see so many people that I actually know on there. Well, okay. I took a little longer than I anticipated. Usually I do this in 2 hours, and I was trying to do it in an hour, but thank you for being patient and going through this. Anytime you all have questions, please let me know. When I partner you with a coach, if for any reason that coach doesn't end up being a match, please, please, please come to me. We as coaches, our priority is you. And we're okay if you want to be partnered with someone else. Also, if there's something about the program or something that's not going well, or you anything. I can't make anything better unless I know about it. So please let me know if you're not happy or things aren't going well. I hope it's going to be an amazing experience for you. And that's what we hope to provide. But for any reason, things aren't going how you want or how you think it should, or expectations are off, reach out to me. I really, really, we want to be here to help you all with these real estate businesses and getting off the ground. So you guys have a great evening. Please, please stay warm. Don't anybody leave home tonight unless you have to. Oh, you're at the
I'm at volleyball practice.
Yeah. Okay. It may be a wee bit.
I'll be here.
A wee bit
I'm
cold.
like wrapped up in my coat, like in the hair area. Cold in here. Do we need to still do I think there's like a little quiz online on Digital Chalk for the
You
orientation?
do not, since you all did it in person with me, you do not.
Okay.
That is for the people
we
who
just
can't come in person. So
Okay.
I
just leave it
have
blank.
Yeah, so I have a spreadsheet, Ashley, in which I track the main things that I need you to do. And so I will have this marked that you all did it with me,
Great.
kind of in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In person.
Unless
Yeah.
you really want to, you do not have to answer those questions.
I did it. I
don't,
watched
but
the video.
0% is going to drive me crazy. So maybe.
Well,
We'll
so
see.
Skylar has already done the video and the questions, and here she is in person too. So I thank you, Skylar.
You're so good.
All right, you guys have an amazing evening, and I'll be teaching in the morning. We're going to be doing comparative market analysis, CMAs, and I've got a really great class for you.
I'm excited.
I hope you can be there.
Yay.
Are we
All
going to
right.
be in person?
As far as I know, that's the
Okay,
plan.
good.
I'll be on Zoom.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I'm a little stir crazy. I could get out.
Me too.
I'm so ready. I've already prepped my kids. I said I'm leaving. Like, you'll be
Running
great.
away from home.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bye.
All right.
So we'll see you guys in the morning.
All right. Bye.
Yes, thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.